So, welcome, dear friends, to our study of 929 and Bibleli. We are reading today Ezekiel chapter 13, and I'm really happy that all of you are here. Sharon will be our first reader. First of all, she's going to bless us for the study of Torah. Sharon, can please tell us where are you coming from and a little bit about your journey with the study, just in a nutshell.
Okay, I'm from Camino Island, which is in the Pacific Northwest, about 70 miles northwest of Seattle, Washington. And I've been in the study for, first e-teacher with Ellie and then Bible Ellie. And it's been a wonderful study too. It's exciting to find out the history and the real true meaning of the Bible. And Ellie really has a way of bringing it out that it's an awesome moment when you realize something is not what you thought it was, and it's been very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Sharon. Thank you. And you're more than welcome to bless us, and then you will read. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Ki maleha haaretz dea et Adonai kamaim laya mikasim. Amen.
Amen. Amen, dear friend. And just a few words before you start to read. We are reading Ezekiel 13. Last week we saw a prophecy from Ezekiel 9 that is actually takes us to the journey. Sorry, Ezekiel 8 take us to the journey, the spiritual journey that Ezekiel has done to Israel with the help of the hand of God. And in chapter 11, Ezekiel is brought back spiritually to Babylon after he heard all the prophecies. And now we are coming to new prophecies that relates to the behavior of the people. And we are going to see today two groups in our study, false prophets and women that are prophetess, but they have a special kind of prophecy, a private prophecies. So this is going to be our journey today with Ezekiel 13. And Sharon, you're more than welcome to read to us, bevakasha.
Okay. Adonai el Lamor ben Adam el Anis Israel han Baim Be'am Marata Lenavia Milibam Shamesi Devar Adonai.
יפה מאוד. And let's see a few things that with our study. תודה רבה, Sharon. So first of all, we can see the expression ויהי דבר אדוני אלי לאמור. This is a formula that is repeated with the prophets. We can see it with Moses. We can see it with other prophets like Jeremiah. So this is a kind of a formula that starts the speech of God to the people. Here we can see, of course, something which is personal, Eli, to Ezekiel. We've discussed in the last two meetings about the intimate relationship between Ezekiel and God. And also something which is really unique is the expression Ben Adam, son of man. But this is something which is different. Usually the prophet is speaking to the people. Now he's going to speak to a special group. And this special group is called Nevi'ei Israel Anibaim. But this is a group that we know that they are speaking from their own hearts, which is actually to say in beautiful words, they are lying. They are false prophets. When they are speaking with the word of God, they are saying and they are using the name of God, and they are saying, Shim'u Dvar Adonai. This is the way that they actually start the word of God. So they carry the name of God, they speak in the name of God, and they're saying Shim'u, which is of course listen or hear, and which is really important, because if you hear a person that's speaking in the name of God and he says his name, in the first moments you might think that this is of course a true prophet. This is a prophet that was sent by God. there are many aspects of what is and how to define and how to find a prophet in the Bible who is a true prophet and who is not. It started from the book of Deuteronomy in chapter 18 with the law of the prophets and what is a true prophecy. Once we're going to have time, we're going to discuss about it. But first of all, we know that Ezekiel is not speaking to all the people. He's speaking to the false prophets, actually. And what is false with the words? What they are saying which is false? And this is something which is really important to understand with the historical background. Ezekiel is actually a prophet that started his prophecy 5 years after the exile of Yoachin, or what we're calling the exile of the elite, or the exile of the VIP, which occurred in 597 before Common Era. So we know that the destruction of the first temple and the exile of Judah occurred in 586 before Common Era. So Ezekiel started his prophecy between two exiles. And in those days, the people of Judah, and probably the people that were exiled also to Babylon, not all the people, only the important people, they have a thought that God won't ruin his temple. God won't cause his temple to be destructed. And with these words, those prophets, which is actually false prophets, this was their words. They said, God won't ruin his temple, and the Babylonian won't kill us or won't destroy us. And we have a faith that everything is going to be okay. We can see it in the book of Jeremiah, for example, in chapter 28 with Hananiah. And we can see it also here between the words, that the false prophet has actually, they want that the people will love them, and they want to be populistic, and they are saying the good words, the good news. But the good news are that this is something which is false. Ezekiel, from the other hand, will say the truth, will say the bad news, that Jerusalem is going to be destructed. So this is something which is really important to understand on our study. Of course, if there are questions, you are more than welcome to ask us, to ask me during the lecture. And we are going to say hello to Pepe. Pepe, how are you? Everything is okay?
Hi, Eli. I'm fine. Yes, thank you.
So a few words about yourself, and then you're more than welcome to read to us verses 3 to 5.
Thank you. Hi, I'm from Oxford, England. I met Eli in e-teacher, and I've followed him all the way up to now. Okay. Ko Amar Adonai Elohim Ho Al Hanviim Hanvalim Asher Holkem Achar Ruham Ulvilti Raum Kesualim Bachoravot Nivieka Israel Hayu Lo alitem baperazot hatigderu gader al beit Israel la amod ba melchama bayom Adonai.
Excellent, Yefé מאוד. So, first of all, there is a nickname for these prophets, and this is Hanevalim, which is the foolish prophets, it's translated, but it also could be a word. The word nevala is also carcass. It's a word that relates to something which is awful to describe. So this is a nickname that you don't want to get from God. And what is their problem with these foolish prophets? What they are doing? First of all, they are walking after their own spirits. If they think that something good would happen and this is what they think, so they follow it. They don't listen to their God. And it's really important when we look at the nicknames here, we can see acharucham, after their own spirit. It's not something that they are getting from God. And for that reason, we can see that they don't see. They don't see, and they think that they see, but they don't see anything. And in order to describe them, so first of all, you can give them nicknames. From the other hand, you can also use with an imagery, כשועלים בחורבות נביאיך ישראל היו. The fox that that is described here, we read also in the book of Lamentations, Eicha in Hebrew, when in Jerusalem, after the exile, the fox went and they could walk because there were no people. Now here we are before the exile, before the destruction, and God actually described those prophets as the fox that would be afterwards. And the problem is that, you know, the prophet is not, the good prophet is not the prophet that would say the good news for the people and would be loved. No, the good prophet is the one that put the limit to the people and say, okay, dear friends, you went too far. You need to do difference. And what we are getting here is actually between the words we can understand what is actually the function of the prophet. He's not just delivering the message from God to the people. He's the one that is saying to them, life to life, face to face, don't cross this line. And for that reason, Ezekiel and of course God is really angry with them because they actually take the word of God, they make the word of God something which is, you know, false, and they describe to the people reality which is not happening. They are saying to the people that now in Judah, everything would be okay, don't worry, there is going to be peace, the Babylonian won't destroy us, it's something that will pass. And this is actually, of course, false. We know, of course, what will happen, but the idea is not to know just what happened, is to understand also how the people of Jerusalem behaved in those days. And this is something that we can see here with the words here. So they don't see, they are foolish, they have their own spirit, they are like fox, and they don't put the limit. In order to define something, you can define it with, you know, you can give in the dictionary this word and the meaning, but you can also try to give examples or imageries or negation that will help us to understand who were these people. So thank you very much, Pepe, for your reading, and let us continue to Ruth. How are you, Ruth?
Very well, thank you.
A few words about yourself, and then you're more than welcome to read. Bevakasha.
I'm from Southwest London, and I did e-teaching with Ellie, and I'm now here on Zoom meetings, 99, and it's been a great voyage of discovery of Hebrew and the lectures, so I'm delighted to still be here. Thank you. Okay, shall I?
Yeah, you can read.
I'll read, yeah. Hazu Shava U Kesem Kazav HaOmrim Naum Adonai U Adonai Lo Shalahem Va Yahalu Lakayum Debar Halu Mahazah Shava Hazitem U Mixam Kazav Omritem Va Amarim Naum Adonai Va Ani Lo Debrati.
Excellent, Yefé מאוד. So, first of all, we have some keywords that help us to understand what is a false prophet. The false prophet, we say something which is not happening, vanity here, it's translated, or something which is false, kazav, and we can see that in verse 6 and also in verse 7, those keywords repeated. In order to deliver the message, you can use many ways. So you can negate, you can use images, but you can repeat the same idea with different words, or to repeat words here. And here we can see the idea of what they see, what they speak about, and something which is really important here if you want to understand all the idea of this chapter, so we can use this beautiful, beautiful statement here. Ve'omrim ne'um Adonai ve'ani lo dibarti. They actually used my name, but I didn't speak. I didn't say these words. Now they used the word ne'um Adonai, which is an expression that is repeated in many prophecies. But actually, God is saying, I didn't say these words. This is not something that came from me. And this is really important to understand, because those false prophets creating a lot of damages for the people, because they actually sell them fake reality, or what we're calling today fake news, something which is not happening. So if we think about the idea of fake news, that this is an expression that is around the world in the last few years, so this is the first fake news that we can see here. With something that is not happening, only what you have to do is to stand near to the temple to say everything is going to be okay, don't worry, peace will come, and people believe you. And this is actually what we can feel when we read these verses. Okay, let's continue and see more. And let's say hello to Mordechai. Mordechai, how are you? מה שלומך? Can you hear me? Just one moment, I will open the microphone for you. Okay. So, Shalom. Hello,
Shalom.
how are you?
How are you? Good.
Everything is okay?
Sure.
Where are you coming from, dear friend?
I'm in Israel now.
Ah, Yofi.
Jerusalem.
Where are you?
Ah,
And where are you?
I'm in Jerusalem also.
Oh.
Where are you living in Jerusalem? Which neighborhood?
Mosheva, Germany.
Ah, Mosheva Germanit. I'm living in Pat, it's a small neighborhood. So we are really neighbors.
Yeah, nearby, really so.
Yofi, I'm really happy that you are here. Thank you very much, and you're more than welcome to read. I hear another voice. This is your wife?
This is my wife,
Hello.
Rebecca.
Ah, nice to meet you.
Name
So
lost.
thank you very much for joining, and we're really happy to welcome you here. And you're more than welcome to read to us. בבקשה.
Okay, do you want to
Good.
read?
No, you good.
לכן כה אמר אדוני אלוהים, יען דברכם שווא, וחזיתם כזב, לכן הנני עליכם נאום אדוני אלוהים. ראית ידי אל הנביאים החוזים שווא, והקוסמים כזב בסוד עמי לא יהיו, ובכתב בית ישראל לא יכתבו, ואל אדמת ישראל לא יבואו, וידעתם כי אני אדוני אלוהים.
יפה מאוד, and thank you very much, Rebecca. תודה רבה רבה. What a lovely reading. And we can see, first of all, that the name of God here is repeated a few times, Adonai Elohim, Adonai Elohim, and of course, Adonai Elohim. But I think that before we are going to speak about those people, those false prophets, we can see here something that is really important in our message. Vidatem ki ani Adonai Elohim. It really reminds us the law in the Pentateuch. We can see it in the book of Leviticus. Vidatem ki ani Adonai. It's really important, or ani Adonai Elohim. It's really important for the Lord to say, this is from me. This is from me, and you need to know it. In the book of Ezekiel, we can see it many times, these expressions, this important expression. So this is like something that is repeated. And when God is speaking with these prophets, he's not just saying you are false prophets. He's saying, okay, this is something which is wrong. And for that reason, you are going to be punished. And let's see, first of all, what is the punishment. And I think that we can find here something that maybe is a clue for us for what happened to Ezekiel also in what we're calling in the Golan, in the exile. So first of all, besod ami lo iyu. Besod ami, actually, ami, my people, they won't be here with what I'm going to tell them. So it is a secret. So this is something, first of all, I won't tell them what will happen. I think something which is really even even more difficult. You know, we have the book of Jeremiah because Jeremiah was a true prophet. We have the book of Ezekiel because Ezekiel is a true prophet, and of course Isaiah and also others. ובכתב בית ישראל לא ייכתבו, that means that when the Bible would be eventually, they won't be there because they are false prophet. It's their voice won't be heard anymore. And we can hear the voice of Ezekiel until today because we have the text. Ezekiel is here with us when we are reading, but they won't be here. And something else which is really interesting, which maybe create even a question, we can see here, Ve'el admat Israel lo yavo. And this is the question. If Ezekiel is, if God is saying it, is he going to say they won't come back from the exile? So they are going to be exiled in the future and they won't come back? Or it could be another option that they are now in the exile and they won't come back. So Ezekiel, maybe in his life, he met people that were false prophets, not just in Israel spiritually, but also physically in Babylon. And this is something which is really interesting. And I think that we can understand it in both ways. This what makes this prophecy amazing, because it takes and delivers us the message that the false can be everywhere. It doesn't relate just to the people of Israel in Israel, that they are there and they can say, everything is going to be okay. Also, the people that were in Babylon, or what we're calling Tel Aviv, today Tel Aviv is in Israel, but in Babylon this was their place, they are also telling lies. They also use the name of God. And God is saying, they won't be here, they won't be written, they won't be with us, and they won't come back to Israel. So thank you very, very much, Mordechai and Rivka. And let's say hello to Maria. Maria, how are you? How are you feeling?
I'm fine, thank you.
You had a good week?
Yeah, I had a good week, yes.
Okay, so tell us, where are you coming from for the new friends that join us, and you can start to read, of course.
I'm from Sliedrecht in Holland, and I first joined Eli's free lectures from e-teacher, and then I followed him here in Bibleli. And I'll try to send Gabrielle the document I'm making from this lecture.
Okay, thank you.
I miss her. She's not here.
Yeah, she can join us today. I hope that she's okay.
I hope so. Vaya an uf ya an hit u et ami lemor shalom ve'ein shalom ve'hu boner chait ve'hinam tachim oto tafel emor el tachei tafel vayipol haya geshem shutef ve'atena avnei el gavish tipona veruach se'arot tevakea vehine nafal hakir halo ye amer aleichem ein aye haticha asher hat tachtem.
Yafé מאוד, excellent. Now imagine yourself that we have a wall and this painted. And those people, the false prophet, they paint it even more, and they think that this wall is steady, is strong enough. And in order to explain what will happen to them, God is saying that there is going to be rain. There are going to be hailstones, which are really strong stones. And there is going to be a storm. And all this wall is going to be destructed. And then God would would ask them, where is the daubing that you have daubed? What happened to your wall? So in order to explain what will happen to the prophets, it's not just what will happen to them, it's also what will happen to the words, because they are saying, and they caused my people, and my people, of course, the people of God, that everything is going to be okay, that there is going to be peace, but there won't be peace. And in order to describe what will happen to them is not just to say it won't happen. You need a metaphor that will help us, or an imagery that will help us. We've seen the imagery of fox. Here we can see a metaphor of a wall that is, you know, is steady, and they put the tiach. Tiach is also a modern word that we are using when we paint the house, usually when we have small holes and we need to fix it. And there is going to be the element of the nature here. We can see the rain and the stones and the hailstones and the wind that will ruin this wall. And then God will ask them, what happened to your wall? And the wall is the metaphor for their words, that everything is going to be okay, that there is going to be peace. And this is the way to describe and to explain what will happen, not just to them, but also to the words. So thank you very, very much, Maria. Toda rabba. And let's say hello to Miriam. Miriam, shalom. How are you?
Oh, okay, 1 second.
Where are you coming from?
New Jersey.
Ah, thank you very, very much. You know that we have a group, by the way, another group in 8 p.m. Eastern time. So if it's okay to you, if you want to join this time.
So I'm able to join. I teach in a high school here. I teach Hebrew in the high school.
Yofi.
And because of the corona, I'm teaching via Zoom, and it just happened that I'm in between classes. So I'm very happy to join.
Wow.
And, right. So
I will tell you a few words in Hebrew. אני כל כך שמח לשמוע. וואו, איזה מרגש. תודה רבה שבחרת. איזה יופי, בבקשה, בכבוד.
So I have to say that I haven't studied Ezekiel since, I think, my high school back in Israel. And as a Hebrew teacher, it's so wonderful and lovely to really delve into the words again and to see all the roots and to really enjoy the language part of it. So as you said before, that the metaphor is like foxes. And I think that fox, and the animal fox, has not such a positive connotation. Like somebody foxy, somebody not straightforward, and it goes so well. So besides the animal that are on the churvot, on the destruction in Jerusalem, but I think also we have to realize that fox is not such a positive animal. So maybe it has to do with it too. And also I love the metaphor here where they put plaster on the wall in order they do not build it the right way, but they put a cover up on the wall. And this is exactly the Nevi'ei Sheker. This is the false prophets, what they do.
Beautiful words. Thank you very, very much, Miriam. And you're more welcome to read to us, bevakasha.
Okay. Oh, okay. 1 second. So I have to, okay. לכן כה אמר אדוני אלוהים, וביקעתי רוח שערות בחמתי, וגשם שוטף באפי יהיה, ואבני אל גביש בחמה לחלה. והרסתי את הקיר אשר תחתם תפל, והגעתיהו אל הארץ, ונגלה יסודו, ונפלה, וכליתם בתוכה, וידעתם כי אני אדוני.
יפה מאוד. So one more time we can see the storm, we can see the rain, we can see the hailstones, and it's really important to God to say, I'm going to do it. It's not just that it will happen. I myself, I'm going to do it. We can see here, by the way, from the biblical Hebrew grammar, so we can see uvikati, and we can see veharasti. This is a vekatal form that actually speaks about the future, not about the past. I will break. I will do it, and v'igati, which is also in future. And one more time, the idea is that you will know that I am the Lord. And the only way that those false prophets can know and understand what is the true God is because He's going to do it, and He will show them that they cannot build walls in a place that is going to be destructed. And even though they think that no, God won't ruin His house, it won't happen, it's for the name of God. No, we won't do it. It happened. And it happened twice, of course, also in 70 after a common era with the Romans. So thank you very, very much, Miriam. Toda rabba.
Okay.
It's a pleasure that you are here. And
so I just want to ask the false prophets, the idea, why were they false prophets? Is it to gain popularity? They wanted to say what the Jews wanted, what Israel wanted to hear, and by that.
It's pure populism. You know, you can take it to our life today. I spoke before about the expression fake news. When someone wants to be loved, he can say good things about himself. No, and if you won't check it, you will believe it, especially with today that knowledge is spread everywhere. And you're getting a lot of media every day and a lot of information. Not all of us has the time to check, and maybe it's also something which is natural for us. We get an information for us. In most of the time, if we won't check it, it's truth. And only if you check things, you can, of course, try to decide. And I'm saying try because even though there is a lot of information, you won't be sure forever if it's truth, but you can be, more sure. And in those days, most of the people didn't know the alphabet. They didn't know how to read and write. Only few percents, even less than 1% people are, some archaeologists and scholars are speaking about maybe half of 1% that knew to write and read and and they believed, it's really easy to take these people and say, everything is going to be okay, because people like to hear the good news, and they don't know, of course, if it will happen or not, but this false prophet, he gained his popularity, as you said. So thank you very, very much, Miriam. And I think, by the way, the idea of false prophets and true prophets is not just it's of course the word of God and what God has to say, but it also teaches us, don't take everything that we are accept and say, okay, I do. No, we need to think about this. As we have the not everything is kazer ha'eh kadesh. We have the expression in Hebrew. Thank you very, very much. Toda rabba rabba. Yeah, Sharon.
You happening to hear of some of the women there, and I just
Sharon, there is a small distraction there. Can you? We just hearing a little bit from your voice.
today.
Sorry.
Prophets.
I'm sorry that we didn't hear you. If you can write me in the chat box, and I will explain for the people what you said. Okay, because we can't hear you. Okay, please. Thank you very, very much, Toda. And our friend Detlef is with us. Detlef, how are you, dear friend? How was your week?
Good date.
Yeah,
Lonely.
the word lonely. Yeah, and at least we have this, my friend. I'm really happy that you are here with us every week, that you're coming.
I'm a fisherman. That was my profession. I come from Holland. I belong to a construction Jewish community in Delft, Holland. And yeah, I've only a Jewish grandfather. So, and I'm happy. Yeah, nobody is 100% Is that,
And we are praying that
correct
everything is going to be
to,
okay with you.
okay. My English is also half om half. Oh yeah, Annie correct.
Go ahead. Thank you very much, Toda.
Begilati et hamati. Bekor overtagim. Oto. To veel vayomar lachem ein hakir. Maar ein hatachim oto. Wij bij Israël wahani baim el Jerusalem. Wij God sim la hazon shalom. Wij ein shalom. Wij neem Adonai Adonai.
יפה מאוד. One more time, we can see the message that God will accomplish his wrath, his anger with this wall, and there won't be no prophets, though they said that everything is going to be okay, that there is going to be a peace. And one more time, they use the expression Neum Adonai Elohim, but it won't happen. And let us see another prophets, the private prophets is called in the scholars are reading them. They are like people that calling for, you know, for their houses, and when you enter, they will tell you, oh, this is what will happen to you, and another person will enter, and they will say, this is what will happen to you. So this is something that I was really it's really interesting to read about this group, and let us come back to Pepe that would read to us. Just one moment, Pepe. Sharon asked me, and I forgot to say, where is it? If I think that the false teachings are still happening today, and I think that it's not something that happened, and even today I think that even it's worse, because there is so much information. It's not, the information is for everyone. Most of the people know how to write and read and know how to speak, and they have the ability to find an information and even to play with the information. So today we're not speaking about absolute, more something which is relative. So Pepe, thank you very much. You're all welcome to read. Toda.
Thank you, Eli. ואתה בן אדם שמפניך אל בנות עמך המתנבאות מליבהן, והנבא עליהן, ואמרת כה אמר אדוני אלוהים חוי לי מטפרות, כסתות על כל אזילי ידי, ועושות המשפחות על ראש כל קומה לזודד נפשות הנפשות. תזודדנה לעמי ונפשות לקנה. תהיינה. ותהללנה אותי אל עמי בשעלי שעורים ובשפטותי לכם להמית נפשות אשר לא תמותנה ולחיות נפשות אשר לא תחיינה. בכזבכם לעמי שומעי כזב.
יפה מאוד, excellent. And what we can see, thank you, Detlef, Toda. We can see kind of a private prophets. They are females, and what they happen, they have pillows and they have hats. Pillows is ksatot, and mispachot is probably hats, and this is what they do. And they're people are coming to their houses and they are saying good news or bad news for people, only for, you know, just a little bit barley and a little bit bread. They are not prophets that you will see outside. People are coming to them, and the problem is that what they are doing is from their heart. It's not something that is by God. God didn't tell them what is going to be the destiny of this one or not. And pay attention to this sentence, להמית נפשות אשר לא תמותנה ולחיות נפשות אשר לא תחיינה. Two different cases. They are saying to someone who is good, you are going to be put to death, and someone who is evil, you are going to live. And for that reason, they create lies. And God is asking, why are you doing this? Only, you know, just for a little bit bread to eat. This is your way. And we are getting an idea that in Jerusalem, as last week we've seen in chapter 8, that there was a festival of gods. We've seen Astret, we've seen the god of fertility, we've seen Dumuzi, we've seen Shamash, who's from Egypt. Also here in the houses, there are also private prophecies, you know. In modern Hebrew, we're calling it Korim Bakafe or Korot Bakafe. You're coming to a person that is looking at the coffee that you're drinking, and according to what is the shape of the copy, they're saying destiny, or with cards, something which is, you know, help us to imagine those prophets. So it's private prophets, but also for them, God is saying to Ezekiel, pay attention also for them, because the false prophet that I discussed before is speaking to a crowd, to the people, but those ones are also speak to people, and they create a destiny, you know, not something which is for all the nations, something which is private. And also in this way, they create a destiny that is not by God. So let us see what will happen to them. And let's say hello to, I can see that we have a new friend, Julie. Shalom, Julie, how are you? Thank you for joining us.
מה שלומך?
בסדר גמור. Where are you coming from?
Mexico?
Ah, it's beautiful. יפה. Where in Mexico? Mexico City?
Mexico City, yes.
Ah, bienvenida. ¿Todo bien?
Gracias. Todo muy bien, gracias.
Oh, we are really happy that you are here. We are having here friends from Europe and from Israel and from New Jersey, and you're coming. We're really happy that you are with us, and
Thank
you're
you
more
very
than
much.
welcome
Glad to be here.
to read to us. I will just tell you, since we are almost at the end of the lecture,
I know.
at the end of the lecture, you will have an email, so you can write me after the lecture, and I will send you. I record all the lectures, and I send them to some of them to YouTube, some of them to Zoom, so you can get the recordings and see what we had in the beginning. Okay?
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem. No problem, and you're more than welcome to read to us. בבקשה.
Thank you. To read?
כן.
Okay. לכן כה אמר אדוני, הנני אל, כסתותיכנה אשר אתנה מצדדות שם אל הנפשות לפרוחות, וקראתי אותם מעל זרועותיכם, ושילחתי את הנפשות אשר אתם מצדדות אל נפשים לפרוחת. וקראתי את משפחתיכם, והצלתי את עמי מידיכם, ולא יהיו עוד בידיכם למצודה, וידעתם כי כה אני אדוני.
יפה מאוד. And God is using an I will tear, וקראתי אותם מעל זרועותיכם. This is the pillows and also the hats. But pay attention, which is really interesting. We can see וקראתי את משפחותיכם, but we also know Hebrew, and we have another word which is really close, and this is mishpachotechem, or your families. So this is also something that, you know, when we hear the language, this voice, and pay attention to the word here, Veitzalti et ami miyetchen. This is something that I will deliver, I will save you from your hands, because you're telling them things that won't happen. And Sharon before wrote, and I think that is, one more time I'm saying this word, it's really important. We can see that there is today that and as in the old days, also today, people spoke with other people and said, okay, this is going to be your destiny. But, you know, we have only one that is giving us the destiny, and this is, of course, our God. And you can't be, there is only one. And he is not looking for replacement. Maria, you ask about the Hamsa. This is what you wanted me to speak about?
Yes, it's idolatry.
I won't say it's idolatry. It's a question, you know. If it's Hamsa, by the way, it's something that came from Islamic, by the way, which is 5.
So why is it in the Jewish houses? It shouldn't be.
I'm not sure it's in every Jewish house, but
no,
I think
I don't say every. Why is it in Jewish houses?
I think, you know, one thing which is really difficult, you know, we spoke in one of the courses about Shema Israel and about how God is asking for us, of course, to be in every day, every hour, every way, every time, to be really loyal and devoted to Him. And I think that the Hamsa is a kind of, you know, as the mezuzah and as the tefillim, is a kind of something which is help us with an object to believe. It doesn't replace, of course, the belief in God, which is also spiritual and it's also devoted. And there are, it's a custom. There is, by the way, there is really interesting articles about this. It's a custom that started, and today you can find it in different houses. And of course, it's not to say idolatry. Idolatry, it's the idea, I think, that what is written is, don't replace God with an object. This is not replacing God with an object. This is, you know, an object that helps you to believe in God. This is, I think, the idea of the Hamsa, and I think it's something which is okay.
I think
something,
it's
you know, for...
It's from the wrong root. It's
Sorry?
from the wrong root. And God didn't order, God said, write it on the posts of your doors, write it on your forehead and in your heart, on your hands, speak about it. So I can understand the tefillin, I can understand the mezuzah, but the Hamza I can find anywhere in the entire Bible.
No, of course.
And I think it's from, you said it's from Islam.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
coming
think
from Islam.
you shouldn't put things from Islam in your house.
So this is
from the wrong route.
Okay. Miriam, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I just know, well, I don't know about the Hamsa. Yeah, you have a point, but I don't think it is it's anything that is against Judaism, and therefore I think that maybe Jews in Arab countries adopted it and then it became more popular, but it's not offensive to Judaism, and I think that's why people did accept it. I think, but I'm ready to look into it and to get back to you next week.
Okay.
But what my comment is that I notice in two psukim, God is talking and using the exclamation word like hoi, like oh. And usually in the Bible, we don't have any dramatic words. The Bible is usually more minimalistic, and we don't see like directions of the director, you know, how to read it. And the word hoy is really got me, I felt like it's almost Shakespearean. I wanted to act it out. And I just wonder if it exists. I cannot remember right now if it exists with other prophets.
Yeah, for example, in Isaiah, we have a prophecy, Oya Sha'ananim va'abotchim beTzion,
Okay.
and we
Okay,
have
right,
more,
right.
but this is, as you said, it creates a dramatic effect. It's not something which is, it's more relates to, reminds us, you know, the Greek mythology or the Greek theater or the theater today, but we can find it in the Bible, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's a really, really important comment. And we have another verse for us that will end the lecture for us today. Thank you very much, of course, Maria, for your important comment. I agree with Miriam. My family, for example, came from Morocco and or Iraq, and the Islamic and the Jewish, the Islamic countries and the Jewish that were living there, there were many customs that were brought to Israel. And I think that this is a kind of a custom, you know, it's like some ceremonies that are not happened in every Jewish house, but is, you know, relates to the area that you came. So
I want to add something. Even the Magen David is not really Jewish. Okay? It is a symbol that came from India. So at one point we adapted it, and nobody can say, everybody identifies with it. When I teach my students the origin of Magen David, and I tell them it's really not from Judaism, they cannot believe it. Okay? It's my students who are Americans. They said, how could it be? Magen David is so Jewish. And wherever you go in the world, you see Magen David, you identify it with Judaism, but it's really not. So.
נכון. And you're correct. יפה מאוד, מרים, תודה רבה רבה. And let's see the last verses for us today. And we're going to speak, of course, about what we are going to have next week. So with your permission, I would read, יען אחאות לב צדיק שקר, ואני לא יכבתיו, ולחזק ידי רשע, לבלתי שוב מדרכו הרע להחיותו. לכן שב לא תחזנה, וקסם לא תקסמנה עוד, והצלתי את עמי מידכן, and one more time, וידעתן כי אני אדוני. This is how this chapter ends. So, because of course, you create for the righteous person to this heart, you actually hurt him, and you strengthen the hands of the wicked, and instead of, he will come back, what we're going to repent, do what we're saying in Hebrew, Chazara b'tshuva, he won't do it. And for that reason, you won't say your words anymore. And I will save my people from you. By the way, here the punishment is just to stop them. It's not like the false prophets that we have seen before, that their punishment is really dramatic. And I think it's more, the idea is just to stop the words, but not to kill them or not to exile them. This is not something that we can see. Okay, dear friends. So first of all, thank you very, very much for your words, important words. We meet here every week on Thursday evening, 7 p.m. London time. It's 9 in the hours of Israel. There is another group, by the way, for people that are living in America and Australia, that is in 8 p.m. Eastern time. So this is also something that's important for you to know. And you're more than welcome to email me. I will send you more details, and you're more than welcome to join us and be a part of this community. And I can send you all the details that you need to know about what is Bibleli, what we're doing here. In the last, this is, as you've seen, it's course 23. In the last almost 4 years. We're doing courses about the Bible, and it's a group that is running and learning, and we are really happy that you've joined us today. And you can send us more details. You can
continue? Do you continue next week? Will be the next chapter? Is it? It's a different.
Next week we are going to read Ezekiel 18.
Okay.
But you know, Miriam, you can also join. We have a group on Sunday with Givat Mesuah. It's a neighborhood in Jerusalem. There is also a neighborhood that this is of course in Hebrew. So if you want to join, of course. And you have also from the virtual campus of 9 to 9, you can get all the information. Right. And you can send me an email and I will give you more details about what we're doing here. And okay. So we're really happy that you've joined us.
Thank you.
And dear friends, thank you very, very much. I hope that all of you would have a great weekend. Let's pray that as every week that the corona would be a past and we are going to have a future. At least we have this meeting every week that is helping us, you know, to be less lonely, more with the Bible. And thank you very, very much, and have a great weekend, and Shabbat Shalom from Israel.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Hug Arjen in de children van us.
Okay.